Hi guys, it's Tammy and Ruzi from White Pine Health, and in this video we are sharing one of our Instagram live sessions with you guys where we're focusing on strengthening our core, our legs and our glutes. As always, make sure to read the indications and contraindications before you do any of these exercises, and if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
You want to start it off?
Yeah.
Okay, your first one is a bridge.
Okay, you guys, let's do
You guys already know the bridge.
But still explain.
Make sure, I will.
Awesome.
Just make sure you bring your heels close to your glutes. Don't force it to your glutes, just as far as you can naturally bring it. And then concentrate on contracting your core. Concentrate on squeezing every little bit of muscle you have in those legs. You're driving the power straight from the heels all the way up. And then back down. So exhale on your way up, inhale on your way down. Make sure when you go all the way up that you are contracting your glutes. Perfect. You're keeping count? I'm not.
No, I thought this is one more. Okay, just 3 more.
No, this one is the exercise.
Okay, is it? Oh, whoopsie. Sorry, guys. That's okay. 1 more. Go.
Okay, now go into your leg raises.
Do we at the same time? Okay.
No, alternate leg raise. No, both feet off the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. So make sure you're going into a dorsiflexion, so pointing your toes towards yourself. Bring it down, contract your core, and bring it back up. Now make sure that low back is not coming off the ground. If you feel like this is challenging and the lower back is coming off the ground, place one exactly what Tammy's doing. Okay, and you really want to concentrate on that range. Did you feel like your lower back was coming up?
No, I just wanted to show the
Okay.
modified for.
Go.
Okay, we're gonna do 8 more on each side. Okay.
There we go. Take it lower. And the lower you bring it, basically, the more weight she transfers towards me, the more challenging the exercise will be for her.
Yes, hence me not taking it down so
I'm just gonna bring that camera.
3 more, you guys. 3, 2. That's
Sorry,
it.
guys. Okay.
Alright.
Now your first stretch is going to be, you're just going to hug both knees.
Okay. So again, you guys, if you were here this morning, we talked about how you can either hold under your knees, interlock your fingers, bring your knees apart, or you can hold on your shins if your knees are okay and you might feel like a deeper stretch.
Also, you can always use a towel. It's fine if your legs bend at the knee. It's also just telling you that there is some tightness in your hamstring. But it's totally fine. What you need to work on is stretching the hamstring just so eventually you can fully lock the leg out.
Can you tell me the question too? Sorry, because
The question was, is it okay if your knees are a little bent as you move?
Okay.
Okay, go for the bridges.
So I find if my heels are like away from my butt or my hands, I feel it more in my hamstring than my glute, right? So the exercise changes a little bit.
And just make sure the entire time you're contracting that core. Okay, and almost everything we're gonna do here, you're gonna contract your core.
Okay, that's 10, you guys.
Did you turn the LED on?
Huh? You can turn it on. It's fine.
How do I turn it on?
There's a button behind.
Sorry, yeah.
That's 4. Just hold it. 5, 6.
Okay, Sorry, guys.
I love he's making me work. He's walking around. At least you can
Just
count.
need more lights.
Yeah, you can at least count for me.
There we go.
Okay. Good.
Okay, hug the knees again. Okay, and again, the reason we mix these stretches in just so you get some relief in your low back. A lot of times when we are doing core exercises, your low back starts to compensate if the core is weak. So once you stretch it right after the exercise, it just gets you going a little bit. You can handle a little bit more and you can put a little bit more tension and stress on the muscle. Okay, one last set. Make sure you're concentrating on contracting. Don't rush through the exercise, okay? Slow it down. The more amount of stress you put on the muscle, the better it is for you.
That's 5.
There you go. 2 more. Perfect, okay. One last set.
I'm really feeling it in my glutes, you guys. 1.
And if this is getting easy for you guys, you can always move the hands to the side. Then you just have to do more work as in keeping that lower back pinned against the ground.
So what are we strengthening with this, Ruzi?
Your core. You're really hitting those ab muscles.
I'm not loving it.
Just make sure you squeeze. You exhale as you extend the legs. You inhale on your way up.
1 more on each side.
Okay. Deep breaths.
I'm sorry if I'm not counting correctly.
Okay. You guys ready for the next set? We'll go over the hamstring stretch once it's done, but a really easy way is to just extend your feet, extend your legs, point your toes towards yourself, and bring your chest towards your knees, okay? You're going to feel a pull right in the back of your thighs, which are your hamstrings. Okay, side leg raises are next.
Do you want to show us how to do it?
Okay. Now, when it comes to this, oh my goodness. Find a good way, easy, comfortable way for you to place your arm here and lay on your side. Keep the bottom knee bent. And I want to extend my leg. I want to go into a dorsiflexion. Make sure your hips are level so I'm not leaning forward either. Am I leaning back? And I'm bringing it up, back down. Now make sure your toes, so for example, right now my toe is pointed right at the camera. So make sure this doesn't happen. Okay? And right up, back down. Up, back down. Okay? Shoot forward. You're supersetting that with the bird dog. Okay, so I'm going to go over the bird dog again as well. Hands underneath your shoulders. Knees are lined up with your hips. Contract the backs, engage the core. So make sure there's not an arch in your low back. So I'm engaging my core. I'm extending my hand. Knee, touch. Extend, touch. Extend, touch. What you want to be aware of is your hip not opening up. You want to control that hip and level it out. Okay, touch and extend. Okay, shoot for them.
Okay. Alright, you guys. So I know I'm going to feel this burn.
It's better to place your arm the other way with less pressure on you. Perfect.
It's 10. Piece of cake. I might.
And again, guys, please don't rush the exercise. Make sure you have control of the exercise. So slow it down. Really make sure you feel your muscles engaging. There we go. And for this stretch, you're gonna do a child's pose.
Oh, that's fun. Someone just asked me what are some good wrist exercises. To be honest, there are a lot of like single stuff you can do strengthening for your wrist, but any of these exercises where you're actually putting pressure on a joint and trying to stabilize is a wrist strengthening exercise. Just instead of going on the palm of your hand, make a fist like this, put that on the mat and make sure it doesn't twist, that it's straight. Okay, and that in itself is a wrist exercise.
Beautiful. And just guys, make sure you want to be aware of this hip. You want it to be leveled. You don't want it to be opening up.
And I find that with what Ruzi's saying, so when we try to not let our hip get lifted off, you actually have to engage your core and you have to work harder with your glute muscles to be able to reach as far as back, right?
Beautiful.
That was that.
Your new child's pose. There we go. Now when she's doing this stretch, what she's doing, she's keeping her feet together but knees wide open. Okay? And she's bringing her glutes back towards her heel. And deep breaths. And one thing I personally like to do to exaggerate this stretch is if I can grip onto something as I'm pulling back, which just helps me pull.
But then keep your shoulder blades back in the socket. Don't shrug your shoulders up too far. Okay.
Shoot again.
Piece of cake, you guys. We got this.
You can keep it bent in the room. You guys like the music we added today?
We're getting so creative with these.
You guys recommended it, so.
But we really appreciate you guys working out with us. By the end of this, we're all going to be so fit. Not Ruzi, I mean me.
Beautiful. Okay. Finish off the second set. Again, make sure hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are lined up with the hips. You're keeping that core nice and engaged. Exhale as you extend, inhale on the way down. Trust me, the rules do change once in a while. Okay, back into your stretch. Perfect. Now tell me, where are you feeling this stretch?
I feel it more in my upper back because I'm trying to use my hands to kind of arch my upper back. But I know that definitely your lower back, you're really going to feel it. Your glutes, you're going to feel it. And then if you go side to side, you're even going to feel it on the sides of your lower back. Like right on each side. If you bring your hands to one side or the other.
Perfect.
Not only is he making me work out, he's like quizzing me too.
No.
I'm teasing.
Here we go.
Okay. I really feel this one right on my glute though.
And your leg might not be coming as high as Tammy's. It's a range of motion, and over time you'll build it, and the stronger you get, the easier it will get. There we go.
Oh.
Perfect. And the only reason I asked Tammy to put her head on her arm is and not hold it this way, just because sometimes it can cause a lot of stress. You putting force to your neck to go sideways. Okay, slow it down a little bit. Make sure in and out breathing. Perfect. Proud of you guys.
Oh, I'm really feeling this on my glutes.
Beautiful. Okay, we're done with this one. Moving on to the next one. Okay. So what you're gonna do, your position is gonna be the same. Okay. Now I want you to extend the bottom leg. Now you're gonna place your top one. So for me, being my right leg, over my left knee, and I'm going into a dorsiflexion on my left leg, and I'm coming up, 1, 2, back down, up, 1, 2, back down. So last one, it was kind of, we're going up and down, but this one, I want you to give it a little pause once you get up top. So 1, 2, back down. So exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. That's going to be your first one. And your second one is going to be a dead bug. So laying on your back, contracting your back, engaging your core, making sure that low back is pinned. Hands up and extend, back up. Extend, back up. I'm going to exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. And another thing what I'm doing is, as I'm extending, let's say I'm extending my left leg, I'm pulling my right knee towards myself. The more weight I transfer this way towards myself, easier it is to keep that lower back pinned. If I'm extending this leg and my knees going forward, it's going to be a lot easier for my low back to start compensating.
How's the fog? Alright guys. This is actually a great exercise. I'm going front.
Mm-hmm. There we go. And again, make sure pause, 1, 2, back down. 1, 2, back down.
Oh, just don't hit me.
Deborah's asking if it's fine if we put the leg
Yeah, it doesn't
behind.
matter. It doesn't matter. You can either go in front or behind you. Depends on how much mobility you have.
Yeah. The only thing that happens is if I go behind, it really does open up my hips.
And one thing that happens is that if you're putting your leg behind, sometimes instead of actually just lifting up, you'll do this, right? Which is not what the muscle we're trying to hit.
Exactly.
We'll say that's 4, okay? Because if I'm talking, you guys are supposed to be doing the exercise.
Perfect. Just get 2 more in there.
It makes such a huge difference when you like hold the position.
Now the dead bug, we're gonna shoot for 8 on each side, so 16 of them.
I definitely can't do what Ruzi does though, so I'm just gonna stay up here because I don't have that core control.
And if even this is challenging, place your hands underneath your glutes and just extend the legs exactly. Pull one knee towards you and extend the other leg.
We'll just do 3 more on each side.
And you're going to thread the needle with this one.
Okay.
And when it comes to our stretches, you're going to see a lot of repetitive stretches, guys. And I want you guys to get this down. practice makes perfect. So it's constant repetitions. That's the only way you're going to get this down. I want you to come to this exercise and not have to think about what you're going to do. You already know what you're going to do and what you're going to feel. Perfect.
So we practice this almost every day, you guys. I hope by now you have the variation that you like and it's good for your body. But please don't cheat yourself. Don't just hang out in the stretch. You're really supposed to be feeling it. Nice. Let's switch to the other side.
Perfect. And once again, if it's a challenge for you to hold your hands in the back of your hamstrings, always use a towel.
Great. Let's do second
Okay,
side.
here we go.
We're almost there.
No, time. Inner thigh. Inner thigh.
Oh, oops, sorry guys. I'm like, this is easy.
There we go. And if you guys have any suggestions for us, please do write in the comments. That was really good.
Oh my god, it's like burning. I've never done this exercise like that. I've always just like ran through it Jane Fonda style.
And in general, I want you to realize that the longer I put stress on the muscle, the better work I'm going to get. Let's see what. Thank you, man.
Okay. Let's go back into our...
You're going
I wanted to drop into the stretch, but...
Bend those knees a little bit more, it'll be easier, yeah.
I also feel like this is such a great coordination exercise. Lizzie can tell us about mind and body connection because I don't know what to
Yeah, exactly. It's that whole thing we talked about last week, that connection with the mind and the body. Your mind telling your body what to do and your body being able to do it. In the beginning, it might just, it's like the same arm and the same leg going back and it goes all over the place. So every time I'm coming down, my hand tends to come down with me. It's fine if it's happening, but get control of it, think about it, be aware of it, and over time you'll be fine.
Okay. I totally did 10 instead of 8, but let's jump into our stretch.
So stopping the leg from dropping, honestly, that's going to come with strength. Okay, so the longer we do this, the more we practice this, eventually you'll get it.
And let's switch to
No
the other
worries,
side.
Oh, set 2 or set 3?
Now one more.
Okay.
As much as I want to say this was set 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, last set, you guys.
1, 2, perfect. Make sure you're holding just for that split second. Perfect.
It's actually challenging.
There you go. That's good. You're doing so good.
To be honest, since we started working at the clinic, it's always like, one day I'll work out with you, Ruzi, you can train me, and we never get to do it, so now we're doing that.
That's it. That's perfect. Throw the needle one last time. And then we're gonna have time for one last exercise, which I think we'll do one set.
Okay. You guys, sometimes I know when people do this, they might feel like a clicking in their hip. Like even right now, I feel it in my left hip. So I'm just gonna try to, if it's not causing, if it's not causing a lot of pain, like I'm just gonna modify my pose right now and make it a little bit easier. So you can always just modify or not go as far. So right now with the right leg, I can go all the way, but with my left, I'm just gonna avoid going into that position. Okay, good.
Perfect. And guys, I know you might be looking at Tammy and seeing her knees coming all the way back. It's fine if yours is up here. You'll get there eventually. Just make sure, if you're able to, with your right elbow, push against that leg so you're pushing this knee out. Okay, you're just gonna exaggerate the stretch a little bit.
Switch to the other side.
Exactly. So as she's pulling, also with her elbows, she's pushing against that leg.
Okay, great.
Okay. Now we have time for one last one. What we're going to do is a Superman exercise. Okay, if I fit in the frame.
You're good.
Yeah, almost. Okay, so what I want you guys to do today, you're gonna come, so basically my right hand's gonna come up and my left leg, then back down, then switch. And we're gonna do 8 on each side. Now you should feel this in your glutes, low back, and you might feel it a little bit in your hamstrings. Okay, and what you're gonna superset this with, what was it? Oh, they are donkey kicks. Okay, so hands underneath the shoulders, knees lined up with the hips. I'm keeping my leg fully in that bent, and I'm going heel towards the ceiling. In, heel towards the ceiling. And what I need to make sure here is that I have my core engaged, so I'm not creating that dip in my low back. Core is engaged in, back up. In, back up, okay?
Okay, we're only doing one set of this because I know you guys might have to leave.
Okay. Yeah, 2 minutes, shoot for it.
Alrighty.
And make sure when it comes to your hands, your thumbs are up. Perfect. And where are you feeling this, Tammy?
Oh my god, everywhere. Like my glutes, my upper back, my lower back.
And we're shooting on 8 on each side. Thank you for joining us, guys. Shoot, there we go.
Alrighty.
And go for your donkey kicks. Make sure that core is engaged. Make sure you're contracting your back. And bring that bent knee towards your stomach as well on the way down. Exactly, and shoot it back up. And try to keep your leg bent. So you're trying to keep that knee bent. There we go. And where I really want you to feel this is your glutes. Okay, I want you to feel your glutes, and I want you to feel that you're engaging your core.
I feel like with this one, it's so easy to arch your back and actually hurt your back. So that's what he means when he's like engage your core. Don't let your back arch, keep it in, and then from there, go up. You might not be able to go as far up, but you're really gonna feel it in your glute.
Perfect. Okay, guys. I hope you guys like the workout and the exercises. We will make them more challenging as we go through this together. So pretty much it's like a progression of the exercises we're doing. If you guys have any suggestions for us or any comments, please do write it in the comments down below. And if you guys like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to our